What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday, y'all. It is your Savage Coach. I am back. I am back. I am back. Where am I back from? Woo! Yes, yes, yes. I'm back. So I am back, fresh from Mexico, Mexico. Okay, where that weather was grand and warm. And guess what I came back to? The chill, the breeze, the cool, the burned plants from all of that wind. Yes, I know. But let me tell you, I am so glad to be back because we have so much savage things that we need to discuss. Okay? Because I tell you what, one thing about being in other countries, they don't have Mexico in particular. I can tell you, not one time did I hear any bad news. In fact, I heard no news. No news. Okay. And you remember when your mama used to say, no news is good news? An empty mailbox is good news. Okay. That's how it was. It was all good news. But I'm back, and now we have so much to talk about. So, the first thing I want to talk about today, I got a few things. And if you stick around to the end of the program, only on 101 TKO Radio, Savage Talk with Keefa, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 to 7 p.m. If you stick around to the end, we are going to be talking about Big Willie style Will Smith. Woo, 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 woo. Y'all don't feel like that about him no more? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, y'all, don't hate on Will. I'm gonna call him Big Willie style. Somebody's calling him that, y'all. It may not be us, but somebody's calling him Big Willie style. Okay, get a man his props. Y'all know y'all was watching the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, just like y'all was watching the Cosby Show. So don't pretend like it didn't happen. We love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The only one nobody liked was the mama. I forgot her name, but anyway, that's another story. Big Willie style. Back to Big Willie style. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. Now, I know you guys probably been listening to all the talk, right? And you blaming Jada. Now, look. Now, this one thing, you cannot blame Jada. I'm telling you, y'all got to keep Jada's name out y'all mouth because she did not run this man to do this. Now, what's the this I'm talking about? Y'all already know. That's why I started off the show with Big Willie style. Cause he got somebody whose name start with a D and the last name start with an M, calling him Big Willie style. Okay, for real. Maybe it's the other way around. If I'm really telling the story the way I read it, it really is the other way around. But so, word on the street is that Will Smith, his assistant, is it his ex-assistant? I'm sure it probably is his ex-assistant. Got the receipts. He's got the receipts to prove that it has been some bedroom shenanigans happening by way of a bedroom couch somewhere. So look, what's the bedroom shenanigans? Now we know in Hollywood, aka Hollywood, why are both of those words funny to me right now? Hollywood, is very appropriate for this story. Hollywood. We hear rumors, alleged this and that about lots and lots of Hollywood people. That's just how it goes when you're in Hollywood. And I'll tell you my theory. I'll tell you my theory about that a little bit later. But the word on the street is that Big Willie Styles' ex-assistant has been talking, and you know who he's been talking to? Somebody who loves to talk. Somebody who loves to tell it all. And the word is that Will Smith has had some form of relations with Dwayne Martin. Y'all remember Dwayne Martin, right? He probably had about, I don't know, is Dwayne Martin an A-list celebrity? Would you say he's a B-list celebrity? Probably like an F. He may have started as a B, but he's dropped down the list to an F. He's probably an F-list celebrity. Will Smith, is he still an A-lister? I'm going to say so. Like, I'm going to say Will Smith is still an A-list celebrity. So you have an A-list celebrity with an F-list celebrity. Okay, and that equals out to like a C-list celebrity. So the word is they have had relations, and this assistant, ex-assistant, I don't know what you can call him now, but he used to be a friend. He's probably not anymore, but Will Smith put him in the book. Now you see, that's wrong. That is messed up. I just have some thoughts about that. Chime in on that, Nelson. Tell me what you're thinking about that.
Wait, now I didn't know that.
Yes. He was mentioned in Will Smith's book.
But in the good way?
I don't know. I ain't read it. But I'm sure when I saw them all hugged up and Will Smith said, "Yeah, man, you the man. You even in the book. I got your name in the book. I'm making you famous." I guess he didn't mean it like that. Yes, he made him famous, but shoot. I guess it's like back at you. You made me famous, I'm making you famous. But the word on the street is Will Smith was caught having relations with Dwayne Martin. And it's been rumored in the past in Hollywood that Dwayne Martin has been with Will Smith and that they have had, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Now, is it fact or fiction? So remember I said I'm going to tell you guys my theory. So I was born and raised in Cali. I'm from the Bay Area, but I spent a lot of time in LA. So here's what I'm thinking though. Here is what I'm thinking. In Hollywood, when you get to a point where your money, your power have reached a peak, and you guys tell me what you think about this. When your money and power reach a peak and there is not anywhere else for you to go in terms of how much more money you can make, how much more power you can have in Hollywood, it is my theory that those people start experimenting with other ways to create power. And sexual experiences are ways that you can create power. Now, when used in the best way, people that are in relationship with each other can role play and do all kinds of things that will build their relationship. But there is also a dark side, a seedy side, a Hollywood side, where there are drugs involved, there are all kind of black magic and different things involved. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that's Will Smith. I have no idea what he's involved in. What I'm saying is power comes in many different forms, and people get pleasure from having power over other people in many different ways. Okay, sexual ways is just one of them. Financial ways are another one. You know, you ever heard the term playing mind tricks? Somebody playing mind tricks on you. You know what I'm saying? Men playing mind tricks on women, being in relationships with them, even though it's not serving either of their purposes. They do this because of power. So it's my theory, and y'all tell me what you think. It is my theory, when you have all the money you can ever make, and you have all the power, meaning that nobody can tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, because you got your own money. They are powerless over you. When you reach that stature in the world and you're in Hollywood, I think people, in this case, we're talking about Will Smith, I think people look for other ways to create power. And that is a way to do it. So now, how can I get power over this person that's got all the money in the world, has all the power, can do go wherever they want, when they want. Well, I can do something with them sexually. That makes me feel more powerful. That's my theory. What you think? What you guys think about that? Go ahead, Nelson. Go ahead. I know you can't wait.
Hey, I don't know. And that's, I mean, to each his own, but hey, I think you can find other ways of getting power.
Yeah, you
I
know
mean,
what, Nelson, I'm going to tell you. See, this is the part that many people miss because it's not about the power, but because Hollywood is so focused on everything external to themselves, they are detached from their true power. Because the true power is the God love. It has nothing to do with the world are at large power. But because in Hollywood, it's my theory that they get disconnected from this because they do not stay grounded in giving back and staying connected to God. And I mean, I mean it in a way on a deeper vibrational level where they are so connected in wanting everything to be right around the world. Kind of like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. These people, they have all the money, but the thing is, it hasn't consumed them. Now, I don't know if they out there having relations with, other men, but I want to say that I think the difference is between the folks that do those humanitarian things and the ones that don't. And that's not to say Will Smith hasn't, because he's done a lot. But he's also had Jada right there. So he probably been kind of off, stranded, alone on a desert island, like that movie. It was a movie on Netflix called Nowhere, where the girl, the pregnant lady, y'all, you gotta check that movie out. This pregnant lady is up in a shipping crate in the middle of the ocean, and she's pregnant. Okay, this is a spoiler alert. She's pregnant, and she has to deliver the baby, survive the elements, and all of that in a shipping container. But so I think in a lot of ways, now that we know what we know about Jada and Will's relationship, I can absolutely understand how he could feel like he was off alone, nowhere on a deserted island with just him and Dwayne Martin.
well, it could be now, so everybody was targeting Jada. That might have been the reason why she's like, you know what, she was with August Alsina, all that, because she's like,
yeah, because you done went the
right.
ultimate cheat.
And then, because of to continue the persona of a couple, the money and all that, they just decided to stay together.
But see, now to me, that's what's crazy. And this is gonna, like, y'all listen, don't go nowhere. You gotta hear this because this is what's crazy. And I'm gonna tie this into another video this brother had on Insta. I think it was Industry on Blast. But anyway, he had a question, and his question was, why is it that let's say a woman, she has her baby daddy, and they cool or whatever, they kick it, but then he kind of go off and he has some sexual relations with his best friend, who's a dude. And women, we at that point, it's over, it's a wrap, because I see you're no longer heterosexual, you're gay, and it's a wrap, and we not doing anything else. Okay. He said, but why is it when the tables are turned, we got our girlfriends, and yeah, we got our baby daddy, we kick it, but we also cool with our girlfriends, and from time to time, we like to sample each other. That's what I call it. We like to sample each other. How come we as women, we don't get the same backlash? That's disgusting. That's this and that. Why is it a double standard? Now, I am going to say, before you chime in, I am going to say there absolutely is a double standard. I recognize it's a double standard. Just like there is a double standard when older dudes date younger women, but older women date younger dudes. It's more acceptable for an older woman to date a younger dude than the other way around. The public at large has a way that we like to sugarcoat things and see things. And if a man is in a heterosexual relationship, but then he goes off with his partner and they do some Big Willie style Dwayne Martin stuff, then it is a wrap all the way, all the way. Why is it not? Why don't women get the same backlash and disdain? I don't know. What you think about that? I'm gonna tell you my theories after you tell me what you think.
Now, yeah, it is a double standard, but most of them are saying, I think a lot of people is okay with that double standard.
It's true. It's true. Most people are because you know what? If they wasn't, you know the world we live in, people be getting canceled left and right. But you know, when the women rappers come out talking about they doing it with the girls and this and that, you know, folks be in the club, yeah, they be in the club like, yeah, let's go, turn it up, blah, blah,
I
blah.
co-sign that.
But look, let it be the other way around in the club. Then what you gonna get? You're gonna get some doggone crickets. That's all you're gonna get because our society does not take kindly to men cheating. Well, men in heterosexual relationships cheating by way of a gay relationship. That's really what it is.
Yep.
And our society is okay with women being in a heterosexual relationship and then cheating in a gay relationship. A woman can go from being in a heterosexual relationship to being in a gay relationship and then go back to being heterosexual. And it's totally acceptable. And it ain't no problem. In fact, I know many men who's with it. They with it. They are so with it. You ain't even got to break up that relationship. We can all just hang here for a minute and see how it's gonna work out. Okay, that's the reality. So listen, you guys, don't go nowhere. We got some more stuff to talk about. You're listening to Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio. Download that app. That's the best way to get all this tea, y'all. So come back after the break so you can hear the rest of this Big Willie style, Big Pimpin', Dwayne Martin, Lil Pimpin'. You know what I'm saying. All right, we'll be back, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? I am back. Your savage coach, Keefa. I'm back. Yes, yes, yes. Thank y'all for sticking around after the break. Y'all know, listen, this conversation is fire because let me tell you why. I don't want y'all to miss it either. All right, so you listening? Lean in, lean in, lean in. We are talking about all the things that's important to all of us as human beings. Building relationships, how we communicate with our partners. This is going to dictate our success, not only in relationships, but in our business. Why? Because business is relationships. You guys know I'm your savage coach, and I love to relate everything to our lives: money, relationships, health, wealth, all of that, because that's what makes us human. That's what makes us who we are. So I was talking about Big Willie. Yeah, I'm gonna keep calling him Big Willie because look, he has some hits, y'all. Stop playing. Stop playing. Y'all know when summertime come on, look, all the old heads be up in the club. Y'all don't be thinking about Dwayne Martin. Y'all don't see his face. You just see Big Willie. And you be up in the club waving your hands, you know. And y'all know, yeah, you getting jiggy with it, you know. So don't front, don't pretend. We quick to cancel somebody when we know we love them. Y'all did that to MC Hammer, okay? MC Hammer still be popping. Stop playing, y'all. Some of y'all still have some wide parachute pants at the house that you've been saving, trying to lose weight so you can fit them and wear them on Halloween or whatever. But anyway, so that's another story. But so back to Will Smith, Jada Pinkett. Now, here's the thing. When you're in a relationship, in particular, in their case, they was married. They are married. And they have all of these Hollywood things happening at the same time. How authentic is the relationship? Right now, I have not read Jada's biography, but what I heard her say about it made me think that this whole time while they were in a relationship, she was looking for something from Will, and she said she just didn't know what it was that was missing. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you're in a relationship and you sleeping with other people, that's what's missing. The authenticity, the true connection, the real deal. The real deal, Holyfield, do people still say that? That's what's missing. Okay, I am always talking about you cannot build a dope house with a weak foundation. And in a relationship, when you got all kind of other people and their energy in the relationship, because don't make no mistakes about it. When you sleeping with other people, their energy is in your relationship. And sometimes it's an infestation. Okay, you know what an infestation is? That is when you've been infiltrated by something or someone that's not supposed to be there. So when you're in these relationships and you're married, but you're sleeping with other people, all of that energy is in your marriage and it will destroy it, even when you try to pretend like it's not. So it's my theory that Will and Jada, even though to the public, they wanted us to think they were solid as a rock. Okay, y'all remember Ashford and Simpson? Solid as a rock. They wanted us to think that they were solid as a rock when the whole time, boy, we could have blew that straw house down. Just like the Three Pigs, okay? The wolf could have blew that house down the first time. The first blow, knocked it all down. And here we are, however many years later they've been married, and we're all shocked that it wasn't all roses and money and champagne in the good life. Not only was it not all that, August Alsina's up in there, Dwayne Martin's up in there, Tupac is up in there, and who else coming out the woodwork? So you see that foundation is rotten. The foundation is rotten. You cannot build a strong relationship with a rotten foundation. And remember what I said. What is business? Business is relationships. You have to have a solid foundation in your business. So that just means people, with the people you do business with the people that you do personal with the people that you do anything with. If you want it to be solid and you want it to be lasting and you want freedom and peace in that relationship, okay, what else am I saying? What's another way to say that? When you want success. When you want success in your life, because your life is a culmination of your relationships. When you want success, you have got to have authenticity and transparency. And when you bring other people into your relationships under a pretense of, this is who I am, I'm this way, I'm living my life as a heterosexual married person, but I just want to dabble on the side as a gay man, okay? Because there's no such thing as being a heterosexual and you sleep with a man and you ain't gay, okay? I'm just saying that. That is my opinion. Whoever can disagree with me, I welcome the disagreement. I don't have a problem with people disagreeing with me. But you cannot go from a heterosexual relationship, and I'm talking about married, a heterosexual marriage, to dabbling on some gay stuff and think that your relationship is going to be roses and money and champagne and all good. No. Now we're going to have August Alsina. Okay? Now we're going to create our entanglements because you didn't entangle with a gay man. And so now I'm going to entangle with just somebody else, okay, that made me feel good. So now everybody's entangled. And there's no transparency. There's no reality, right? This is where the Holly weird comes in. When people have the money to just do whatever they want to do, they just kind of create stuff to do, right? How many ways can I mess up my marriage with all this money I got? Well, here's one way. August Alsina's one way. Talking about Tupac is my soulmate is another way. Where's the receipts for that? I need to see the receipts for that. Okay, and I'm not against Jada. I'm not against Will. I'm not against Jada. I am actually for a happy marriage. I am for peace. I am for freedom. I am for success. And I am for having all of that in your life without struggling. Because I believe God did the hard work. So why we all out here struggling? Scrimping and scraping. Okay? I know they said it was good times, but that's not good times. We're not scratching and scrimping to survive around here. Okay, we're trying to do it different in this day and age. We want peace. We don't want to script and scratch and survive. Okay, we want to be moving on up like the Jeffersons. We moving on up. In fact, moved on up. It's already done. So, Will and Jada. So my theory on power. When power is disconnected from a deep connection to self, then you end up with all this wild Hollywood stuff. When you have a deep connection to who you are and know that your source of power and strength is from God and that you don't need to struggle, scrape, survive, all of that stuff, when you're deeply rooted in that area, you're not looking for power and you're not looking for ways to have power over people. Right? See, that is a human thing. That is a human thing. We want to have power over other people. In the animal society, animals that travel in packs, they have a hierarchy, okay? Like wolves and dogs. If they are left without any human intervention, they will develop a hierarchy for the pack's survival. Okay? People, we want to have power over other people, not for survival, but to self-satiate ourselves. We want to satiate our appetites, our lust, our greed for money, for all of this stuff that is outside of ourselves. Now, when you look at Will and Jada, that's exactly what you're looking at. Listen, I always joke around and I say I'm waiting for my PhD in the mail. Okay, because some of this stuff I'm gonna call it. Like I see it. I don't have no PhD. I don't need a PhD. I can look at that and tell you exactly what it is. People with too much money, not rooted in who they are, their own sense of power and vibrational energy. All the stuff that Jada was talking about, she was missing. That's why she missing it. Because number one, you cannot get all of that if you're not willing to be all of that. You see what I'm saying? You cannot you cannot bring abundance to your life if you're not willing to give abundance to the world. It doesn't even go together. And so now we're looking at the marriage in shambles where, okay, we live together, but we're not really together. Or is it the other way around? We really are together, but we don't live together. And then you have kids. You have kids that are not rooted in who they are. See, that's the worst part about it. The kids not rooted in who they are. Okay? So this is what I'm saying. When the other brother, going back to the other brother, when the brother said, look, y'all, why do we have a double standard? Okay? Big Willie and Jada Pinkett is a prime example. Right? Now, Jada chose to stay with Will. Okay? If it's true he slept with Dwayne Martin. But you know what? What do they see in Dwayne Martin? I never understood that. Do somebody know Tisha Campbell? Because I need to know. Either ask Tisha or ask Big Willie, what do y'all see in Dwayne? Dwayne, what was it? What was it? Because to me, he was always so goofy. You know, he kind of reminds me of the characters he played. You know how some actors in Hollywood is like, yeah, I can see why you play that role because you just like that in real life. Kind of goofy or a cornball, corny, or, you know, whatever it is. So I feel like of all of the people, if you're going gay with somebody, like if you're going there, I want to know what is it about Dwayne Martin that make you want to go there? For real. Like, is it charisma? You know, sometimes men just have swag. Sometimes they may not even be smart, but it is something about how they carry themselves that make you say, damn. Okay, I see, you got my attention. But Dwayne Martin don't do that, or at least not for me. Do he do that for you? That's what I need to know. That's for the ladies. Listen, the men, y'all can answer too. If you want to call this. Listen, no, for real. Y'all can answer. Okay, so look. I want you guys to call in. I want a man to call in. I want a woman to call in. Call in live to the studio, 678-439-7419. 678-439-7419. I want you to specifically answer the question for me. Are you okay with the double standard of a man sleeping with another man, that being called gay, if they were previously in a heterosexual relationship or in a heterosexual relationship and cheat with a man, versus women who are in heterosexual relationships and then sleep with a woman? Are you okay with that double standard? That's what I want to know. Are you okay with the double standard? Because most of the folks that I know say it's all good. Most of them say it's all good, but you tell me what you think. And I think the reason why I relate the Big Willie, Will Smith, and Jada Pinkett to this story, to this video this brother did, is because in Will and Jada's relationship, it exemplifies exactly what he was talking about, because that's what Will did. If it's true, Will, he was in a heterosexual relationship, is in a heterosexual relationship, and then went outside the relationship and had a gay relationship. And where the world says that's disgusting, that is, now you are gay, you can never come back to the heterosexual category because now you have shown yourself to be gay. But it's not the other way around. Suppose Jada instead of her having an entanglement with August Alsina, what if she had an entanglement with another woman? Would y'all be clowning her and hating on her like y'all have, saying that she caused Will's career to go down the drain and all of this stuff, which is not possible because, listen, nobody can do what you don't allow them to do to you. That's really, you see what I'm saying? That's it. At the end of the day, if Will stayed there, if she was doing something to make him feel like he needed to go gay, then, it's on him for staying in that situation. But I just like really, y'all, let me tell you something about me, and then you can chime in, just so you guys know where this talk comes from. I was born and raised in California, in the Bay Area, to be exact. And my dad was a bus driver in San Francisco, and I used to ride the buses with him. So I've seen every type of person you could imagine from a young age, right? From a young age. And I have love for everybody because the one thing I know is I don't know everybody's struggles. And some people's struggles, I've seen it, okay? I've seen it. So everything I'm talking about comes from that background, okay? So I have no problem with gay people, whatever people choose to be. Whoever they want to be, that is on them. But all of it. Okay, Tashawn. Let me read this. It's all a mess, but I will say, if a man was sexually assaulted, raped by a man, there is nothing that can be done. But if you are a heterosexual man exploring out of curiosity, Tashawn, exactly. It's a no for me. Okay. That's in my Shark Tank voice of all 5 of the sharks. It's a no for me. It is a MF no. Okay, it's a hard no. Okay, like the movie Nope. Okay, like the movie Get Out of there, girl. Okay, for real. We're not going there. So, but anyway, now, so I want you guys to really think about that and think about what I said with the transparency, being authentic. If you start out with lies and deceit, okay, because look, now I got so many thoughts on this, y'all, for real. I got so many thoughts on this, but I really think that the greatest thing that we all can get from watching how this has played out in Hollywood is to know that anytime you bring in other people into your relationship, it is doomed to fail. And the reason for that is because you have got to create a connection with your partner that is so deep with the both of y'all that your energies are together. So then you can manifest and create all your success and abundance and freedom together. That can't happen when you have energies from other people that's not in alignment. Okay, it's got to be in alignment. Now, this might sound crazy, but all of them sister wives people, okay, like the 10 wives and the one husband, which that's a whole nother story. But my point in bringing them up is that they are in alignment, or at least they pretend to be. They pretend to be in alignment, all of the wives. Now, suppose in a sister wives relationship. Now, check this out. Let's say the sister wives dude who got the 8 wives, let's say he cheated with a man. Now, how is that going to work in that relationship? You see what I'm saying? So let's just say he cheats with a man and he's got 8 wives and the 8 wives have kids. That is the destruction, right? That's the destruction of their whole ecosystem. But let's say one of the wives or 2 of the wives or a few of the wives, which this has probably been happening. They've been dabbling together. Let's say they've been sampling each other. You think that man is going to have a problem with it, the husband? Yeah, y'all.
Nah, I don't
Nelson's
think.
chiming
Nah,
in.
I don't think so. I mean, because at the end of the day, in that scenario, they're still staying at home. Now it's different if like okay, uh, couple of the wives was like, you know what, let's leave the man and do the own stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if they're in the same household, I don't think he got 8 wives like that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, but what if the wives cheat with other women outside of the compound?
then I think that may be a problem.
Right, because it's the outside energies. The thing about success, I relate everything. Okay, everything has a litmus test for success. It doesn't mean that we all look at success and have the same metrics for what success is and what success isn't. But there is a pattern that is repeatable with success. Okay, and that has got to be number one, when you practice manifesting your success, how you're practicing it. What is the practice? And see, marriage success, for most people, success in marriage means staying together. Um, I would say it means not struggling financially, right? I would say that it means having happy, healthy kids. It doesn't mean perfection. What we're talking about is success. And see, success is not perfection. Perfection is just perfection. Okay. And whatever people decide perfection is going to be, that's them. But the reality is, success is not perfection because if you're looking for perfection, you're not going to have success. Right. So in marriage, a successful marriage doesn't mean that it's a perfect marriage. But what it does mean is that the two the two partners are in alignment with each other. They have to be. Otherwise, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And if you've ever been in a relationship where one person is always chasing the other person, that's hard, right? And I'm going to say if you at least 30, you didn't been in a relationship like that where you didn't like somebody more than they like you, or you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Nelson.
Nah, I feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for most men, but I think what I'm saying. Men love the thrill of the chase, but what I'm saying, they're not gonna continue to chase somebody who don't want to get caught.
True. That is very true. And it is a art and a science to the chase, really, for men and women, because it's very true. Like women like men who, and this is what's crazy. Women are crazy. Let me just say that. I'm going to talk about this when I come back because I have something to say about this. Y'all need to stick around because you're going to want to hear this. You're listening to Savage Talk with Keefa only on 101 TKO Radio. Download the app. That is the best way to get it. 101 TKO Radio, and you can call in live 678-439-7419. Knocking them out the box always and always. What's up? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Keefa. It's your Savage Coach Keefa. We're back from the break. Okay, I told y'all stick around because we're gonna be talking about some fire stuff, right? Everything about relationship talk is fire. Because why? This is what I always say. Everything in our life, we are a culmination of our relationships. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, business, school, work, whatever you can think of. It is about relationships. And how we do our relationships is going to determine the success we have in those relationships in our life. Okay, so before the break, we were talking about the art of the chase. The art of the chase, right? So look, I said women are crazy because, like, we don't like men that chase us. The men that actually are the ones that want us be the ones that we don't want, right? But it's not that we don't want them. But why is it that when a man goes out of his way, does everything for a woman, does everything? I mean, he is really chasing this woman. Okay, he's sending her flowers. He taking her to wherever she want to go. I ain't talking about Cheesecake Factory or Chili's or Fridays or wherever y'all don't want to go. Let's say this brother's willing to take her wherever she wants to go, right? And he's hitting her phone in the morning. Good morning, beautiful. And I don't mean those little short texts where you know he texting you and three other women with the same doggone copy and paste text. I ain't talking about that. So stop doing that, y'all. We know you're doing that. Just stop it. Just stop doing that. I'm talking about the one that send long ass tags. Good morning, beautiful. What you up to today? I hope you got plans on seeing me because I got plans on seeing you. I'm thinking about XYZ. And then this what she do. She texts her girl, look at this screenshot. She, send a screenshot and look at this. He sent me. He trying to do something. I don't know why he trying to do something every night. You know what I'm saying? Now, why do women be like that? Nelson, tell me, am I right? Tell me why women be doing that. Am I right?
Now you're right, but I don't know why they be doing that.
So there is an art to the chase. Women want to be chased, but at the same time, they don't want to feel like men are coming at them too easy. Why is that? Well, I think it goes back to Animal Kingdom. This is primal what I'm talking about. Women want to know we getting the strongest of the strong. We want to know we getting the alpha of the alphas. We want to know we're getting the pack leader. Okay? We don't want the one that nobody else wants in the pack, right? We want the one that's leading the pack. And I think what happens sometimes is when the men chase real hard, some women, I ain't talking about all women, because see, the smart women know the difference. Some women view that as a weakness when he's chasing too hard, as if he must not have any other options.
Right, or to look desperate.
Or desperate. Exactly. And that is why, men, I'm talking to y'all men, so y'all know, you have got to practice the art of chasing without coming off as desperate. Okay? Now, there's rules to it. I ain't gonna talk about that at this minute, but there's rules to it. So here's the thing. It's the art of the chase. Why is it important to know this? And this is a skill that men and women need to have. Because in your business, you chase the money. You chase the clients and the customers that are going to buy your products and services, right? It's another relationship I'm talking about. How many of y'all hate when, and I'm going to tell you, you guys, y'all know I own a gym. I'm going to give you a perfect example. So sometimes I run ads on Facebook and people fill out the information. They fill out the information to find out about the challenge or whatever it is I'm doing for the gym. But then when I call them Hey, is this such and such? This is Keefa from CrossFit Icons. I see you're interested in my butts and guts challenge or whatever it is. Then they don't want to talk to me. Right? So there is an art to sales, which is the art of the chase. Now I can keep calling this lady. I call her every day. I can be like, well, yeah, you filled out the information. I didn't ask you to do it. Now I'm just following up. Now why you act like you don't want me to talk to you? When you gave me your information, you want to lose weight. I'm trying to give you the information to help you lose weight, but now you avoiding my call. So this is the same thing, you guys. It is the exact same thing. So do you see why I say our relationships, personal, business, it is all how we do life. It is all how we do life. Now, I'm not the one that's going to call you 10 or 15 times and just be like, hey, you want to come to the gym? Hey, want to come to the gym? What I'm going to do, I'm going to do all my stuff on the front end so that I know whatever I put out there is going to resonate with the people that's supposed to be calling me. Right? So that way, when I call them, hey, it's Keefa from our CrossFit Icons. Is this such and such? Oh, yeah, I was interested. I saw what you put out. You said something about whatever it is. That's the art of it. So the art of do your work on the front end. All right. So I'm going back to talking to the guys. Do your work on the front end so that the woman you are chasing is the woman that's going to have the appreciation. Right? She's going to have the knowledge. And she's going to have the discernment to know that you're doing this because you have a genuine interest in getting to know her and not because you're desperate. See, that's it. Because that's what women want. They want a man that's going to chase them. They want a man that's genuinely interested in who they are, what their vision is for their life. They want a man like that. They don't want the man coming at them with all of that from the get-go. Okay? Just like the people that fill out the information, they want to learn about the gym, but they don't want me jamming the gym down their throat. Okay? And I always say that's like somebody, like a guy or a gal, depending on who you go out with on the first date. That's like them sticking their tongue down your throat on the first date. I ain't ready for that. I didn't expect that. Let's get some stuff established first. So when you can practice the art of the chase and master that in your life, meaning your personal relationships, your business relationships, you will find that success comes so much easier. Okay? Success comes so much easier. All right, so I'm going to transition, you guys. But before I do that, let me just remind you, this is Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio. Look, the call-in line, 678-439-7419, 678-439-7419. So I read this article, you guys. You know I love AI, artificial intelligence. It is the future. It is the present. Okay? It is the present. It is the future. I read this article that said that it is becoming more and more impossible to tell regular human faces from AI-generated human faces. Now, this is what's crazy about it. Because now, if you're involved in AI and you use AI, you understand that AI is different language models. And the chat GPTs, the mid journeys, all of the tools that we use that are AI tools, we are training these tools. However, I want you guys to think about this. Just like with lots of things in life, Black and brown people are marginalized and don't have the access to things like other folks do. As a result, these AI language models, they're not as abrupt. What's the word, Nelson? They're not as good. Okay, I'm gonna keep it simple. They're not as good generating black and brown faces as they are white faces. So what's crazy is this is what's crazy. Artificial intelligence, where we are right now, can have racial bias. Okay. Now, if you use AI a lot, you know that this exists, right? AI has racial bias because the language models, it's not enough of us that are using the language models. And it's not enough of us that are using the language models in a way that are going to help it learn the diversity so that it does not have the racial bias. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Right? So, in order for artificial intelligence not to have racial bias, we need more black and brown users putting inputs into it, using it, okay? Using it not only to generate content, but generate faces, all of the things that it can do for white faces. Now, so when I said that, this study showed that humans, us, like I wouldn't be able to tell in a lineup, the chances are high that I will not be able to tell which face is actually a real human face. What's up, Lex? Which face is actually a real human face versus which face is generated by artificial intelligence. Now, I find this fascinating, and let me tell you why I find this fascinating, because I am always thinking of areas and places and ways where we should be using AI, okay? And 100% of the time, I think that if there's places where we get bad or marginal customer service, I would rather deal with an AI, right? I'd rather deal with AI. That's given. We want to deal with AI if our customer service experience is going to be better. However, I want to ask you a question. Let's take it one step further. What if you would be dealing with these AI deep fake faces in person? I don't mean on the computer digitally. I mean in person. So let's think about a dealership. I'm thinking about scenarios where I know personally many people who have complained about the customer service, a sales process. Okay, so buying a car from a dealership, that can be very highly stressful for people because they don't like the hard sell tactics of a lot of these dealers and salesmen and women at these dealerships. So I want you to visualize this for a moment. Imagine that you walk into a dealership. Okay, let's say you're going to buy you a new Tesla. You've been waiting on that Tesla. Let's say you walk into the dealership and all of the Tesla robots, all of the Tesla salespeople are actually robots that have human faces. So I'm not talking about iRobot. I'm talking about real human faces that look like you're talking to an actual human being. Now, suppose you're in the dealership and you know they're robots. So they're not trying to pass them off as humans. You know they're robots, but they're actually robots. Would you be willing to do an entire transaction with a robot? Would you buy a car with a robot? What do you think, Nelson?
I think the initial, for me, I think probably no. I think I still would want that human element, you know.
Okay, let me ask you why. What is the value of the human element in that situation?
Well, I guess because then I would notice, you know what I'm saying, is, just real life or with a human or whatever versus this being programmed, you know.
Okay, but
and then, you know, sometimes it just might be, straight to the point. They might say, be blunt about it or whatever the case may be. But I think I was still one that human, element of. Not now, not saying that on down the line that might change, but I think the initial, me going into a dealership and then this and that, I'll, probably be shocked and be like, okay, anybody else around?
Okay, well, let me ask you this though.
Anyway, that's being prejudiced.
Yeah, we all have our biases,
Right.
even when it comes to robots. But let me ask you this: suppose you know ahead of time that the robot is going to give you the best deal because it's programmed to give you the best deal where you're going to walk out happy, and at the same time, the dealership is not going to lose money. They'll make whatever money they are. But the robots, that they are programmed specifically to give you a great deal where the dealership wins as well. Now, with humans, with those salesmen at the dealership, it's not like that. It ain't like that. In fact, it's the opposite.
Right.
It's the opposite. Their goal is to make you feel like you got a great deal, even when you didn't get a great deal. So, if you know that the robot is programmed for the great deal, but the human salesperson is same status quo, how things are now, would that change how you felt about it?
I think initially no, because I think I would still feel in a way like, okay, even though they might give me the same a better deal, but that replaces somebody else's job, somebody who could have been doing, doing that. Because I mean,
True.
because eventually it's going to the simple jobs or whatever is going to be taken away, right?
Yeah, like at McDonald's or something.
Right. So I don't know that initial, even though they're telling us here in commercial or some sales guy called me this and that. I think initially that my first experience, I probably would want to deal with a robot.
Okay, I think a lot of people would agree with you, especially when it comes to car sales, because they're just used. That's an industry people are used to dealing with people. But suppose it was McDonald's. Suppose it's McDonald's and you're going through the drive-through.
No problem.
It wouldn't matter, right? In fact, it might be better because probably the chances are, your order's going to be right. The food is going to be hot. You ain't going to be waiting forever. And it's just going to be a much better experience. Mm-hmm. Now, would that be different if the robots have human faces? See, the reason why I bring that up is because that changes things.
Yeah.
There was a study. I don't know. It was right before. I can't remember when I read that article, but it was like 2 years ago or so. And that study showed that people don't like the avatars. When the faces look, there's a point where if it looks too real, it's unsettling to human beings. Mm-hmm. We don't like that. Now, we've gotten much further progressed with AI since that article was written. However, for me, it's still the same thing. Like, either something has to be 100% human, but if I'm looking at what is a robot, and I can tell, even if it's the slightest thing that looks off, then I don't like it. It's weird. It's strange. I would rather just have a robot with a robot head. I don't want it to even appear human.
Right.
Yeah, because it's just weird. It really is weird. And I think we're venturing into that realm now with deep fake. Mm-hmm. I think also, so here's some of the things. Deep fake, now that we're at a point where the actual person doesn't need to be on video, yeah, we're at a point where we got to start looking at, I'll give you an example, how we're using paid influencers. See, there's going to be a time where the paid influencer, that's going to be going to the wayside.
Not if it's, well, I ain't going to say not, but for those who like makeup application. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, we don't even need them for makeup application. All of that with deep fake and AI, we're going to talk about that more after the break. But we'll be back after break. You're listening to Savage Talk with Keefa only on 101 TKO Radio, knocking them out the box.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, your Savage Coach Keefa. We are back from the break. You are listening to Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio, knocking him out the box, knocking him out the box. Yeah, thank y'all for sticking around and tuning in. So, yeah, we're talking about AI, the future of AI, deep fake, and how realistic these human images are looking, but they're being created by AI. And what's the future going to look like? So look, Nelson reminded me, you guys remember this movie, The Blade Runner? That's actually one of my favorite movies, the original with Harrison Ford, right? So he was like a bounty hunter looking for replicants. And the replicants looked real, right? They looked real. So it was telling a future. The Blade Runner was telling a future, a world where robots would be able to assimilate with human beings because they looked like human beings. They did things like human beings, right? But what made them different? Well, what made them different is they had a timestamp. They had a timestamp that was a lot shorter than a human being. But now, here we are in 2023, soon to be 2024, and we've got AI. AI is our version of replicants, right? We are just getting started because not only are we creating 3D body parts using AI. Y'all know you can print anything with a 3D printer. We're making skin for burn victims. We're making uteruses for women who've had their uteruses removed. 3D printers are making all of these things using AI, right? These robots are helping doctors do the surgeries that are transplanting these organs into humans. Now, I want you to just think for a minute. Imagine what your world will look like if robots are indistinguishable between humans. Okay, so think about this. You're dropping your child off at school, and her teachers are robots, the principal's robots, all of the faculty is robots. Okay, all of the faculty is robots. Now, I tell you what, you think we need to worry about lockdowns and these school shooters? If the teachers are robots? See, there's benefits. There's some things that we don't think about, right? How many students are going to die because a shooter comes up in the school with all his AK-47s and a death wish and no fear? What's going to happen if all of the faculty is robots? You see, what's going to happen if all the faculty is robots? I can tell you what's going to happen. They're going to see that joker before he even get close to the school, and they're going to drop a drone and blow his you-know-what up. That's what's going to happen. And then they're going to wipe their hands and get right back to business teaching the kids. So is that a bad thing? I don't know. I really believe. Now, I'm one of those people that I fall in the category of I see a great future with humans and artificial intelligence. That is the category that I fall into. What do you think, Nelson?
I see it too, but it all depends on, who's going to be, I ain't going to say who's going to be programming, but they have to have that balance. If all our counterparts are programming this, it's going to come back to, this whole prejudice and all that stuff. So they have to have that balance.
That's true. That is true. And I think with everything, That's why it's even more important now than ever that we have got to get our folks using AI. Because we do not want the future AI to carry on the same racial prejudices and biases that we see now. And what's going to prevent that? Yeah, we could program our chats. We could program these language models all day by telling it, you're this, you're that. You have all the diversity. You're a professor of diversity studies. We can make our chats all of that. But I think at the end of the day, when we are applying AI to real life situations, like in hospitals where they're helping doctors, or in restaurants where they're making the food, serving the food, all of that, I think we've got to get to a point where all of us are using AI, and it's just second nature. It really is just second nature. I think that's the way that we ensure that the future world with AI doesn't have the racial biases that our current world has, But there's definitely situations where I can't wait to see a robot. Look, for real, I can't wait to see a robot because look, a robot doesn't need an 18% gratuity. Okay, I'm still mad about that, y'all. A robot don't need 18% gratuity because it doesn't need to eat. It doesn't need to sleep. All we need to pay a gratuity towards is the batteries to keep it going, and the programmer that is programming that thing to take care of us and give us great customer service, right? So what is that worth? About 7%? A 7% gratuity, 10% gratuity? Like, y'all tell me, but I'm telling you, I want to see robots in some of these situations, but I still don't know about the deep fake. How deep can we go on deep fake? Okay, deep fake, that's okay for online, for digital. But how many of y'all want to see deep fake in the real world? How do you want to walk in? Do you want to walk to your child's school and see robots that look like people? Do you want to have a Blade Runner society where replicants look like humans? Now let's make the assumption that they're not harmful. They're not out to take over the world and kill all of the humans. Like, that's sci-fi. Take that out of the equation. Let's just talk reality. Would you be okay with robots looking like you? Okay, looking like people. Would that be okay to you? What you think? Like, I really don't know. I know that study was right. So the study that said the closer we get to like avatars looking human, the more it bothers human beings. The more we are unsettled and we don't like it. There is something about a robot that looks almost human, but not human enough to pass as a human. That in between stage, it has a bad effect on humans, and we don't like it, and we don't want to see it. In fact, we have an aversion to it. That really was how the article read. We have an aversion to it. We do not want to see it in no way, shape, or form.
It's too late now.
It's too late because you know why? All of y'all that's using them avatar pictures of yourselves that was created, you don't look like that. Take them down because we don't like them, and they making y'all look like you're 30 years younger than you really are. And that's just not how you look. And it's unsettling. It's unsettling. Because I know so many folks, man, they using them avatars like we use filters on Instagram. Some people feel like it's just another type of filter. But it's not. See, that is the thing. We recognize filters on Instagram, on TikTok. We know those are filters. And we're okay with it. Even the filters that make us prettier or make us more handsome, we know they're filters. And we accept that. We might talk mess about it and say, yeah, they got a filter on or whatever. But see, if you trying to come to me as an avatar and you trying to push yourself off as that's who you really are, that is not the same thing. And that is more unsettling because you are not an avatar. A filter is just a lens, right? But an avatar is all of you. And that is part of why, as humans, as human beings with souls and with hearts that connect, we instinctively know that we cannot heart to heart connect with an avatar. You see what I'm saying? The filter, we know it's just a filter on the outside. We still can heart connect. Now, that's my theory. Like I say, I don't have no PhD in this stuff like on paper, but my experience, I got a PhD in experience, okay? And there is something about fake, close to human fake we don't like. Like I'd rather look at somebody that look like Chewbacca. Because it's clear. I know that's fake. I know it's a puppet. I know you got on the Chewbacca suit. I know it ain't real. But if you step to me, oh my God, I just had a thought, Nelson. Check this out. I just thought about dating, like dating sites. Oh my God, all of the robots on the dating sites, all the avatars, all of the fake this and that. Like, I know for a fact that these dating sites can go beyond just uploading pictures with filters on them to make people look better. People are using Chat GPT. They're using these AI language models to create their profiles, to create all of these things to describe them and make them more appealing. Because you can go into any of these AI chatbots and you can prompt it so that it creates a profile that attracts your ideal person, even if you're not even that person. That's crazy. So nowadays, if you on dating sites, you really got to be careful because you could have a whole replicant on the other side. You know what I'm saying? You could have a whole,
But I think that's only going to be good for those who does not want to rather have an online relationship versus not physically meeting those people. Because okay, when it comes to the point where they decided to meet each other, then what?
Well, it's people like that now that get on these dating sites and don't ever have an intention on meeting in person.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not sure why, but there's people that do that. They have no intention because they get the high, they get the rush from, it's going back to what I talked about with power. See, they get a rush and feel powerful knowing that somebody on the other end believes that they're all of that. Isn't that crazy? See, human beings, we messed up in so many ways, like for real. But we're going to talk about that when we come back from the break. You're listening to Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio, knocking them out the box. up, y'all? It's your girl, Keefa. It's your Savage Coach. You're listening to Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio. Download that app, y'all. So look, before the break, I'm telling you, we've been talking about a lot of good stuff. And this is just, it's so crazy where AI can go. So we were talking about dating sites, and I said, listen, anybody that's on dating sites, now that we got AI, you really don't know who's on the other end. Okay, we all know about being catfish and how that goes. But think about this. If you on a dating site and you read a profile that spoke to you, it is so possible. It's so possible. And at this point, I'm going to say it's highly likely that the profile you're reading was made with artificial intelligence. And let me tell you why I think that. Because these apps, if I was the creator of, let's say, Bumble dating or whatever, I want my clients that are spending money joining my app to have the greatest chance and the highest likelihood that they're going to find their forever partner on my app. So how can I do that? How can I do that? That's going to give me an advantage over all other dating apps. Well, here's one way to do it. All of the folks that sign up on my app, I'm going to use artificial intelligence, and I'm going to create a profile for them that speaks to their ideal partner. Okay, it's marketing, y'all. It's marketing. Y'all know I talk marketing, positioning yourself. How can you best position yourself to find your forever person? Well, I got to speak their language. And if you're somebody that's just coming to my app and maybe you're socially awkward, you're not used to dating people, you don't even know that there's a language that your ideal person speaks. So you have no idea how to find them. You probably are coming to the app and you're thinking, well, I'm going to put in my profile the stuff that I like and the stuff that I think I'm looking for. But what if I could say to you, look, I use artificial intelligence. Okay, so it's got knowledge of all these type of men or women around the world. And what if I told you I'm going to use that artificial intelligence and I'm going to create an entire profile for you that's not for you, but it's for your ideal person, that will increase the chances of you finding your ideal person in 60 days by 1,000%. So, of course, the folks that are going to be on that app are going to do it because their sole goal is finding that forever person. You know, now, of course, I can't say that's their sole goal because, yeah, there's people on there who just get on there to do whatever. But I'm talking about the people who actually want to find their forever person. Do you think they're going to sign up for that, even if it was an additional paid service? Yeah, you know why? Because the fear of being alone in this country, in America, is so great that people will pay whatever they need to pay to find that person. That's just the fact. So y'all know I love talking business. While I've been sitting here talking this business to y'all, I done came up with a whole new idea how I can make some money. For real. Okay? Those people that are on dating sites, if you are not having any luck, hit up your girl. We're going to create you a profile. We are going to create you a profile that is not for you, but it is for your forever plus one. Okay? Your forever person. Yeah, that's deep. Because for real, think about it. This is what we do in real life. We throw the dice, we roll the dice, and we go out with that person. Because, yeah, maybe they have, on the outside, they look like something we want. We just go out with them and it don't work out. Then we roll the dice again. We go out with somebody else and that don't work out. But what if you could just lay it all out so that all of the people that you will resonate with, okay, you hear what I said? Let me repeat it. All of the people that you will resonate with, because look, you got to resonate with them just like they got to resonate with you. Imagine that the entire dating pool is all using AI to create profiles that speak to their ideal clients. Do you think we would have a world where there's less Will Smith, Dwayne Martin stuff going on and people could just be together and be happy? I mean, I see that as a real possibility. Now, some people might think I'm just kind of, my head is in the clouds because I am an optimistic person and I've always been like that since birth. You know, the glass is half full. It's never half empty. And then I'm just going to grind and get it full. But go ahead, Nelson, chime in.
Now, do you think that would take the personality from the people? I mean, so like what I believe with like my kids' generation, right? They so used to texting and everything versus when we grew up, we didn't have the text. We actually communicated to get our point across. Now with AI doing all of that for the person, that social interaction or creating of whatever they thought process of how this would, work.
Yeah.
We think that would.
Well, yes and no. And here's the no part. When you know how to prompt, when you are a master prompt engineer, you can prompt your chat to come up with anything. Very highly sophisticated, individualized. Like, if I knew a little bit about you, I could put in chat whatever I needed to put in chat. And it's going to come up with an exact profile of the woman that you should be dating or that will resonate with you. Let me not say you should be dating. Let me say that will resonate with you. And so that's the yes part. See, chat is perfect for that. Now, on the flip side of it, I do understand what you're saying, but the thing is, people don't have the social skills, and that has nothing to do with AI. See, that happened all before AI, right? It started with the smartphone era. Now, there's still technology involved, but the thing is, there is always going to be a need for social interaction. AI can never replace social interaction. But what AI does, like I always say, AI does the heavy lifting. So if I can use AI to increase your prospects from 2 to 20, then it's done its job. And all of those 20 prospects, all of those 20 women are going to be your ideal woman that you're going to resonate with because they're looking for you. Right? Now, listen, that's a service I can sell. You see what I'm saying? So we let AI do the heavy lifting. AI can't do all the work because it's not human. And humans, we want to be in relation with humans, right? But if I can cut the time down from 6 months to 6 days, where I put 20 ideal women in front of you, boom, then AI is doing a wonderful job, in my opinion. Now, everybody's not going to agree with that. Everybody's not going to agree with that. However, I am always going to say, wherever we can incorporate artificial intelligence to do a job that humans don't need to do in the first place, then we're going to get more accuracy. Eventually, it's going to be more cost effective. And then it's going to be as accurate can get, right? And I think that's one of the best things about it, because when it comes to dating, and you guys, I'm only using dating as an example because we've been talking about Will and Jada and Dwayne and August. All of them been dating each other. They just didn't know it. Okay, so I'm talking about dating in general, right? Dating is relationships. If we can cut down all of the bad dates, dating the wrong people, dating the wrong people at the wrong time, if we could cut all of that out of the picture, I just think in general, the world would be a better place. Men would be happier, women would be happier, everybody would be, be having more sex, and it would be tied to good things, good experiences.
But then you'll miss out on that bad experience of learning from that.
Well, there's still going to be bad experiences. They just won't be wrapped up in dating. Okay? You still going to burn your hand on the fire. Like you still got to learn as a child, fire's hot. You know what I'm saying? Don't jump off the cliff. Those things are still going to exist because as humans, we got to experience them. But I think that some of the experiences are not necessary. That's just my opinion. And we all can think of dating experiences that we didn't need to go through. And most of the time we'll say, I knew he was like that, or I knew she was like that. But, I thought they was going to get better. I thought this, I thought that. But we saw it from the very beginning. But that's a human thing. So we still going to have those experiences regardless how much we use AI. Because I can put those 20 women in front of you and you still going to have some experiences. Some bad, hopefully less bad, most good. But as humans, that's how we experience. But so check it out, you guys. You've been listening to Coach Keefa. I'm your Savage Coach on 101 TKO Radio, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 to 7 p.m. All things savage, okay? All things savage. Go hard. Be savage with your life. Don't compromise. Get everything that God has ordained you to have. Be savage with it. All right, so it's your girl Keefa, Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio. Download that app, you guys. It's the easiest. It is the easiest way to listen. I don't want you guys to miss an episode. We have so many great folks on this show, y'all. Check this out. 101 TKO Radio, Savage Talk with Keefa, only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 to 7 p.m. Health, wealth, relationships. Those are the things that drive us. Health, wealth, and relationships. You want freedom and abundance in all areas of your life. Health, wealth, and relationships. Stay in it, y'all. Stay in it. Don't turn a blind eye. Keep your eyes open. Pay attention to artificial intelligence. It's here whether you like it or not. Don't get left behind. Do not get left behind. It is my mission to educate and disseminate AI information, business information, so that you can see the success that you want in your life. Always. In all ways. It's your girl Keefa, 101 TKO Radio, Savage Talk with Keefa, and we are out of here.